Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. Also, shout out to China Observer. The most common profession is going to be even more common, I'm talking about for women, because you see this 40-year-old model right here. She's relying on food delivery service until she can get her next modeling gig. Now, those of you that are in the industry, it's a lot of ups and downs, and it's not really a secure source of an employment. So we still have to rely on other gig work while we wait on our primary work. Also, people are more likely to refuse 9 to 5s now because it's just not enough, and people don't want to settle for a 9 to 5, so they job hop. So for women, it's either social media or it's some kind of sex work. And like I said, that's the oldest profession, but it's starting to become more common, especially in the nightlife industry. But let's see what she has to say.
Hi everyone, I'm the nearly 40-year-old model who's been pushed out of the industry and now delivers food to help make ends meet. I've been at this for 2 days, and my biggest challenges are getting lost and worrying about being late with deliveries. I'm always in a rush, and this cold weather is brutal. My face feels like it's about to crack. After just a few deliveries, I've had to find a place to warm up, but there's no other way. I have to push through. Let's go, time to get moving. A model close to 40, facing industry decline, has taken up part-time food delivery.
Ooh, that looks good though.
She's been sharing videos of her experiences online, drawing a lot of attention. On March 4th, she shared how she's been getting through 2025 by delivering food and maintaining a positive outlook on life, earning praise from viewers.
很多人认为我不是真的在送外卖。
Many people don't believe I'm actually delivering food, so I want to explain my thoughts today. The job market isn't great right now, and as everyone knows, modeling is a profession that depends on youth. I'm almost 40, and no matter how well I maintain my figure, I can't compete with younger models.
No shit, Sherlock. The modeling industry is for young people, period. I mean, 40's not old, but it's too old to be in that profession. That's not sexist because it's the same thing with guys as men. After 35, you're considered old in the NFL. If you look in the West, look at the professional sports. A lot of the guys are under 30 years old. So it's the same thing with the modeling industry. Not only do they want them tall and slender, but they want them young as well. So the funny thing about this clip is she don't mention nothing about having no man. Don't mention nothing about family or anything. She's one of these strong and independent women doing everything on their own, and now she's starting to crash and burn.
Since the pandemic, there have been fewer jobs, and my income isn't enough to cover my expenses, so I started delivering food. With food delivery, I make between 60 to 100 yuan a day. More importantly, it keeps me busy, helps me stay active, and provides a little extra money to cover my living costs. I still need to maintain my image for modeling, which means skincare and other expenses to look polished. That's why, while delivering food, I also film videos to increase my visibility in the industry. If my content does well, maybe I'll land an ad or two, which would be even better. In this tough economy, I want to stay competitive and keep my energy up. One person commented, "You're amazing. I wouldn't even know how to deliver food." Another
Really?
said, "You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You're already doing great." Many middle-aged workers who lost their jobs have turned to food delivery.
I like the scooters though, I'm not gonna lie. I like those scooters.
While others with unstable employment also take it on as a side gig. For example, in Beijing, the number of food delivery workers in the first half of last year surged by an astonishing 49.7% compared to the previous year. As a result, the industry has become saturated. Another concerning trend is the rising number of women entering nightclub jobs amid the wave of unemployment.
The last resort. But here's the problem about the nightclub. If all these young women are turning to the nightclub because they can't find meaningful work, the economy's deteriorating. So the customers that they're relying on, their money comes from their 9 to 5s and everything. So if everybody's losing their jobs, how are they going to have money to entertain themselves by coming to these venues to give money to these women? Yeah.
A male vlogger who has worked in nightclubs for 17 years said that 2025 has seen the highest number of women in the industry, and even more are expected to join during the summer break.
今年出来找工作的人太多了。
There are too many people looking for jobs this year. I've been in this industry for 17 years.
Damn.
And this is the highest number of women I've ever seen in nightclubs. The numbers are only going to increase. Over the past 2 years, countless brick-and-mortar stores have shut down, fresh graduates are unemployed, and many entrepreneurs have failed, leaving them in deep debt. Some people can't even pay their mortgages or car loans.
And this is what's going on in the tech industry. There's a lot of tech people. It's like the most people that I interact with, they're doing some kind of tech work. I'm in the healthcare industry, and it's hard to have conversations with these people because they can't relate to me. They're telling me that they wouldn't be able to do my job. But then I could tell them I actually like tech and I wanted to be in the tech industry back in 2010. But at the time, I had received the awakening then about that. I was asked, what kind of job do you think you're going to get? This was way back in 2010, 2011, when everything was pretty much still in shambles after the 2008 recession. So, yeah. I was asked by a friend, who do you know that's hiring for those type of jobs? Which nobody was practically. Google and Apple was a no at the time, but it's different now.
Even government employees in some areas aren't receiving their salaries on time. Many of these women are turning to nightclubs, a venue that used to have 200.
If you ain't my baby. If y'all don't remember that from Tom and Jerry, y'all probably under 30. Y'all just too young, and it was before y'all time. I mean, Tom and Jerry is before all of our time. Tom and Jerry was before my parents' time. I think Tom and Jerry came out like in the late 50s or something. So it was right before my parents was born. But anyway.
Staff now has 300 to 400, but at least 10% of them don't even get shifts every night. Others have gone into foot massage parlors, dance halls, or live stream selling. In major cities like Shanghai, Hangzhou, and Chengdu, the number of nightclub workers has surpassed 1 million. I expect even more people to enter the industry this summer. What do you all think?
What do I think? Well, on the west side, see, there's not a lot of large hubs here in the west. There's more large cities in China than it is here in America. So with that said, that means that there's less, like most of the big cities in America, they're not specialized for nightlife. I mean, LA, San Francisco, San Diego, Atlanta, yes, you gotta be in like Atlanta or New York or maybe even Chicago. But the club scene is pretty much dead here. So it's like the night scene will probably be better over there in China than it will be over here in America. Because America's in shambles as it is. So, and a lot of these nightclubs are shutting down here on the West Coast. So that wouldn't even benefit a lot of people here to begin with.
Another vlogger analyzed 4 reasons behind this trend.
第一，实体经济不行了，很多整容的大长腿啊。
The first reason is a struggling economy. Many women who have had cosmetic surgery are under financial pressure to repay their debts, so they turn to nightclub work. Second, the live streaming industry isn't as profitable as before. Even influencers with thousands or tens of thousands of followers aren't making much money, so they return to nightclub jobs. Third, many Gen Z women, especially those without higher education or specialized skills, enter the industry to make a living while they're young.
But see, whoa. We automatically assume when we see these girls, we assume that their life, they're stupid, they're not about nothing, but that's not true. A lot of them went to school, a lot of people end up getting in debt or they just don't have the money to get by while they're in school. So there might be different reasons. It might be to pay off debt, or it might be to support, mom and dad, siblings. Everybody has a different reason for entering these industries. I mean, money's the bottom line. It's not about being strong and independent and not needing no man, at least not on the upfront, but this does give them freedom and to earn on their own without relying on the man though. So vice versa, I guess.
And finally, college graduates struggle to find decent jobs and don't want to work a 9-to-5 job for just 2,000 or 3,000 yuan a month.
Wow. That's less than 1,000 American dollars. US dollars, I should say. Damn.
So they opt for nightclub work instead.
There's also the rise of so-called escort models, young women who claim to be in modeling or acting, but are actually involved in gray area professions like transactional relationships or sex work. A female vlogger who helps students study abroad in Singapore said she recently had a surprising client, a high-end escort from Shanghai who wanted to move to Singapore as a student to make money.
就前段时间，我接待了一位来咨询新加坡留学的女生。
Not long ago, I met a young woman who was in.
That's not important.
Financial hardship is no excuse for moral decline. In China today, people mock poverty, but then turn a blind eye to prostitution. After decades of atheism promoted by the Chinese Communist Party, many young people lack a strong moral compass. While selling one's body may seem like an easy way to make money, the physical and
I mean, it's all good until you get old, and then you start looking for companionship. That's the problem that all these women are going to have lined up right here. I mean, wow. I mean, of course, you indulge the moment, right? I mean, I admire the fact that they're all in shape. I would love to see this in America, but
emotional toll is severe, leaving many of these women in a tragic situation. As China's economic troubles deepen, unemployment is becoming a widespread concern. On platforms like Douyin, Kuaishou, and Xiaohongshu, discussions about joblessness are everywhere. Some users share their.
Take a look at that picture. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture? Well, you can see these are all middle-aged people. You can tell by some people are balding or they beer gut. These are middle-aged people that are discriminated against when they lose one job and they try to find another job. Age discrimination. We do that shit here in America. Once you're past 40, they automatically discriminate against you, especially if it's a manual labor job. They're going to assume you're too slow and you're too overweight, or you have other health issues. They just don't want to. Companies want to hire young and healthy people because they figure they're less of a liability and they can save money by having these younger people. Because older people, they're going to require more money versus the younger people, they'll settle for the younger wage.
Struggles. Some complain about workplace discrimination, while others express frustration and helplessness. Among the unemployed, women seem to face even greater challenges. Many social media posts detail the hardships women encounter, whether as business owners.
And since these are called sweatshops, but then somebody has to do this kind of work. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the bags, the clothes, and everything that we have on our back, right? But yeah, that's crazy though. And of course, these are the lowest paying jobs here. So nightlife is the answer for most people.
Or as employees. One vlogger pointed out that age 35 has become a red line for women seeking jobs.
我们女的一到了35岁就跟犯了天条一样。
Once a woman turns 35, it's like she's broken some unspoken rule. Most job postings say they're only looking for candidates under 35. Women are the toughest group out there. We juggle work, family responsibilities, relationships.
And mind you, that has nothing to do with the sexual marketplace. Usually by 30, you're leftovers, right? Well, here in America, it's almost the same thing because the older women, I mean, anything goes here in America because I guess people are more open-minded here, but I don't know. But far as the workplace, it's just the discrimination is about the same. But it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman here in America. If you're over 40 and it's a manual labor job, there you're less likely to get hired. And I guess it's the same thing over there too.
And childcare. We can hold a thermometer in one hand while fixing a PowerPoint presentation with the other. But when we apply for jobs, even female recruiters just nod sympathetically and never call back. Another woman shared how hard it was.
Another thing is, if you're over 30, you're single, you're less likely to get like a management or leadership position because they figure you're more you make decisions more selfishly and not selflessly. So certain jobs single people can't get regardless of their age. Realize that every president has been married.
To find a new job after quitting, saying even 30 feels like the cutoff.
Yeah.
Finding a job is unbelievably difficult. Once you hit 30, it feels like you're automatically rejected. I've applied for so many jobs online. If I try for a sales assistant position, they ask if I have experience. If not, I'm out. I interviewed for a sales job today and saw people coming and going constantly because they couldn't keep up with the weekly targets. If you don't hit the quotas, you won't even get the weekends off. Then there's live stream selling, but that's a dead end too. The job market is awful this year. Has anyone had better luck? I feel completely lost.
Okay, I said this in a few videos. I was talking to my dad. The two industries you want to be in is healthcare and transportation. And it's like where I live, it's good to be in healthcare because most jobs are unionized depending on what organization you're part of. I mean, for the most part, it's a lot of bullshit, but it's good bullshit and bad bullshit at the same time. You have job security. But once you move up in the higher ranks, you're no longer unionized and your job could be lost or cut at any second.
In Hangzhou, another woman described how job hunting has become nearly impossible.
我感觉2025年的一个最新死法就是在杭州这边找工作。
From last week to this week, I've only managed to get one interview. I've checked every job platform over and over again, but there are barely any openings. I've sent out tons of resumes, but either they get left unread or I never hear back. I started wondering if my applications were even getting through.
A lot of them get tossed in the trash. Well, that's the thing in the past because now everything's online. Or everybody has a kiosk. But I was told when I was young to call the job every day and keep bugging them. Make them remember you. That shit does not work. They have who they want to hire. If they don't call you, it wasn't meant to be. That's pretty much how you have to look at it now.
So this morning, I paid 68 yuan for a premium job hunting membership, but there's still no response. The job descriptions are ridiculous.
Yeah, job markets are a scam. I used to go to job markets. I have never gotten not one call back from none of the places I applied for. And this was back in like 2009, right in the middle of the recession of my younger years. But yeah, it's crazy.
They want this, that, and everything else, but good luck finding a position with proper benefits or even weekends off.
And as a young person, you always want the weekends off.
What happened to this job market? A vlogger in Wenzhou also warned job seekers to stay away. If you haven't come to Zhejiang yet, don't. Look at.
Anyway, this is Kai DeVeo. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'm out. Peace.
Thank you.